OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Oji, take it away.
Good morning, Rufai. How are you this morning?
I
was just listening to some of the background banter this morning.
I never felt this better.
You're great.
I'm in great shape.
Rufai on fire.
Yes.
Good morning.
They don't call me fire for nothing.
Were you giving fire today? Because you know I missed a lot. I had a lot of work to do this morning.
And more will still come. I'm a man of fire. I've asked questions.
Well, all right. All right.
Questions about certificates. They should bring it forward.
Okay.
The fake and the
Guess
real
what?
ones.
It's my favorite day of the week. Let's get excited. Good morning, our favorite Niger wife.
Morning, Jennings.
Great. And who's here? Rotus Odiri. Rotus, you're very famous on YouTube ahead. I can see you on YouTube still. I hope you're going to get me some reaction.
Of course I will.
That's the only thing I'm begging for today.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you, Oji.
Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers, and happy Friday. Yes. Well, let's begin what's trending in the United States by taking reactions to the drama that unfolded on Thursday between the world's most powerful man, President Donald Trump, and the world's richest man, Elon Musk, after their relationship unraveled into a messy divorce, both online and offline. And of course, the memes were all out in full force. The dispute began days ago over Trump's signature domestic policy bill, which Elon Musk had described as a disgusting abomination. Trump threatened to cut Musk's government contracts, while Musk claimed that Trump would not have won the election without him. Trump told reporters in the Oval Office that he's very disappointed in Musk's criticism of the bill. Let's take a look.
I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different. And I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
All right, Trump is very disappointed in Elon Musk. I know that you guys touched this a little bit on the World Brief. But you know, while Trump was speaking at the Oval Office, the fight escalated uncontrollably on X, with Musk calling Trump a liar and accusing him of being in the Epstein file. Let me take that tweet that's gone viral. Musk wrote, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files." That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. I mean, this tweet has gone viral. People have pulled up videos. I mean, let's just take a look at that video of President Donald Trump at an Epstein party. Let's take a look. Rotus Odiri, this was in 1992, right?
That's right.
The party that has gone, viral. But can I just read a tweet, some reactions from people in the United States? This person wrote, Drew, he wrote, "Hey, Elon Musk, I'm curious. If what you're saying about Trump being in the Epstein's file is true, how long have you known this? Why did you wait until now? Were you planning on just sitting on this forever? Genuine questions now that you have decided to release blackmail." Obvious blackmail, Rotus Odiri, with this actual comment, because I was like, how is it that, okay, so you try to act like you're all uptight, all stand up, and you knew that Trump was in the Epstein's file and you kept quiet this whole time. Should I take this before you comment on both?
Go ahead, please.
In the meantime, we know yesterday Tesla's market capitalization plunged by approximately $150 billion after Trump threatened to cut off government contracts and subsidies to Musk's companies, including Tesla and SpaceX. Well, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Elon Musk's net worth also dropped by $34 billion. Well, he's still the richest man in the world. Musk also called for Trump to be impeached. Let me take a final tweet before I come to you, Rotus. This person is trying to sue for peace. He says, Elon Musk's stance is principled. Trump's stance is practical. Tech needs Republicans for the present. Republicans need tech for the future. Drop the tax cuts, cut some pork, get the bill through. Your thoughts on all the story?
Yeah, no, I mean, Oji, it's you know, every time what's trending, you take people who leave government and
Yes.
then make and say a lot of things. Vimba even brought this up yesterday. That how is it now that Musk wants to now release all these things? But
Yes.
it puts pressure on the Trump administration to release those Epstein files. But Rufai called this thing a long while ago that this bromance was going to end at some point. So yeah, and by the way, everyone on YouTube loves your patriotic green jackets.
All right, well, thank you very much. I didn't ask for that type of comment.
I had to throw in there.
Thank you to whoever it is. But I wanted to touch more on that drop. $34 billion in one day.
Right.
Can you imagine losing that amount of money in one day? How
it's
does
a lot.
that work?
And so the thing is, the shareholders in Tesla are worried that the contracts and approvals that the electric vehicle company could get from the administration in the future will now be threatened, particularly for autonomous driving. So because there's not much approval for that. And that's the reason why the shares are rising when Trump was elected. Now that he's threatening to cut those contracts, they fear he won't get the approvals like for the robo-taxi and so on. And as a result of that, that's why the shares plunged. So he suffered with respect to this fight and how it affected the share price of his company.
Absolutely. Our favorite Nigerian wife, you know I'm all about the Epstein's files. I mean, we saw that video. We saw Donald Trump enjoying himself. What are your thoughts on Elon Musk's blackmail, as it were?
Listen, state capture is a very ugly thing, and this is why we always advocate against it, whether it be in Africa, overseas, because the other development as well that's happened is Karine Jean-Pierre, who used to be the White House press secretary under the Biden administration, has also come out to say she's got a tell-all book coming out. She's left the Democrats. She's gone independent. She's saying all of them are corrupt. And, you now have an Elon Musk coming out. So is this the era where they're going to demystify the American system, which is usually the standard, the global standard of excellence where governance is concerned, because it seems that there are a lot of secrets and a lot of deals that happen behind the scenes. And, one guy from Pretoria has now come and just blown the roof on it. This is also following some allegations, which he debunked, by the way, but there was a report that originated from the New York Times around him possibly, engaging in some sort of form of drug abuse. That's Elon Musk. So, the question is, where are we going? And then how do some of these individuals get so close to power? Rufai earlier made the point of he's got so many state secrets, state security secrets because of the work that Doge did. So, that's why I come back to state capture, because, how did he get there? Because of money. And this is why we always speak against state capture, corruption. Let people who are deserving and who have merit work for government, whether it be the United States or South Africa or wherever it is. For me, that was a big takeaway.
Rufai, yesterday I was just on social media because I couldn't believe the reactions. Then I saw a stand-up comedy from this young man, and he was like, this whole fight just reminds me like I'm in Africa. These are the things that we see now. Corruption, yes. All of the state capture, yes. This is all the things that we see in some of our African countries. Rufai on fire.
They said the South Africans dropped the jazz for them.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, then it makes sense. Quickly.
From a knowledge of history, America has never been a gold standard for everything effective leadership. Is it the same America I know? Please, for future readings, go and get John Roger's reports. John Roger was the guy that did investigative work as regards how the Germans and Hitler bribed American senators so that America would not go to war against them. in the 1940s, do you know they were even about to sponsor a candidate then against Roosevelt called Winky for the presidential election? A lot of German propaganda money was seeping through American hands. John Rogge wrote extensively about that. And you know, the court case that came out of that, they never allowed that case to see the light of day because the system was so corrupt. So if what's the Haitian woman's name, Jean-Pierre, or is just saying that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party is corrupt, I don't know where she was staying under the rock. Why did she say it when she was there?
When she was inside.
Exactly.
So it's part of the corruption. She too, she wants to sell a book. That's just, they want to do bestseller book.
All right, but
secondly, Oji, I predicted this long ago. In fact, I tweeted about it that was going to happen. I'm not surprised. See, I don't have problems with them fighting. My fear, and like I stated before, number one, state secrets. And you know why I'm afraid? Based on geopolitics. It's because America happens to be the nation that has one of the biggest arsenal in the world that spends over $1 trillion on military, and they can make a big military incursion if crisis comes around the world. And they still help us. The fear of their might still help us keep people that can set the world alight in 1 minute at bay. At least they will say, oh, there's an American in the corner that can deal with us. That's just why I'm scared about all of this.
Right.
But plus the Elon Musk, plus the Donald Trump, both of them, Agula, Aguntete.
World's most powerful man and world's richest man.
Like they fight till the end. But we are not surprised.
All right.
It's always been the case of state capture. I mean, you remember what happened to the Gupta brothers, how they were calling Zuma and everything.
But also, just to hope that, they get together and speak. I'm hearing that there's some sort of negotiation happening, because obviously there was even the conversation about Elon Musk trying to decommission, his space program, which is a huge economic well, we don't know. It's a huge economic loss. Well, I hope that they get together. We'll follow up on the story. Now let's come to Nigeria. We'll take another story now. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ignore critics of the ongoing Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project, which has drawn criticism, especially over its costs. While speaking at the flag-off ceremony for the Lekki DC Port Access Road in Lagos on Thursday, David Umahi stated that critics don't know what they are talking about and emphasized the importance of delivering quality and durable infrastructure for Nigeria. Let's take a look.
I want to thank you very much, sir, for finding time to come here and to honor us for the second time. We thank you for commissioning the first 30 kilometers. And we assure you, sir, that this first section will be completed by December and we shall toll it. And section 2 will also be close to completion. I commend very highly the contractor, the High-Tech. I continue to say, High-Tech is not just a construction company, they are development partners. Because this highway that Rufa is asking me, tell me the cost of a kilometer. What can you quantify the cost of a kilometer in a way you have a section of 10 kilometers that has a pit of 10 meters to 20 meters, and you compare it to another section that has good soil, or the CBR is improved. Your Excellency, I'm a fellow of the Society of Engineers, and I understand the figures. I understand this work. So I want to assure you, sir, that the international financiers, they have given you kudos because they say the project is even undervalued. I commend you, sir, very highly, and I'm grateful for the support. Sir, don't listen to people. Give us more money. We will deliver all these projects, sir. We deliver, sir. Thank you, our great president, and God bless you, sir.
All right, David Umahi there. I mean, that cracked a lot of people up. I mean, obviously, we need more money for road infrastructure. But before I come to you guys, meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu told the Minister of Works, David Umahi, to disregard critics of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project while speaking at the launch of the reconstruction of the Deep Sea Port Access Road. Tinubu said that those complaining about the project's costs don't know what they are talking about, and that if they don't like the road, or if it's too expensive, they could go to Idumota. Let's take a look.
But appeal to you, David. Don't listen to those critics. They don't know what they're talking about. If they don't like the road, or if it's too expensive or tolling for them, they could go to Idumota. My own is to affirm our commitment as an administration to deliver enduring infrastructure across that great nation. Forget all the misconceptions. You are a thinker and a doer, a great professional, David. I am very proud and honored to have you.
David is a doer, a thinker, and a great professional. It was quite refreshing to see. Yes, it was quite refreshing, though, to see the president commend David Umahi in that manner, saying, don't, react to critics, because Rufai, your name came up plenty times from, David Umahi saying, you were tackling him over the cost of the project, but also the fact that, the president said, if you don't like the road, go to Idumota. Rufai on fire.
So I can take my other reply. Dear Minister David Umahi, I love you. I love you so much. And I love you with the love of God. But you see, the creed I have signed when I started this job over 20 years ago is to amplify voices of people that will never be amplified. I will do it in ways that will not please everybody. And I'm not here to say I'm perfect. But one thing you cannot fault me for is the fact that I do not amplify the voices of the people that need to be amplified. You said here on this platform yourself that they decided to give the contract to one particular company. And we made a case for due process. I've heard people argue in the past that, all the words done in the past, were done by one just company, they just allocated to them. But I've also had an experience, and I sit with a lot of elders, people like the likes of Alhaji Femi Okuno. I remember when we're talking about this Apapa port situation and a place for them to stay. And Alhaji Okuno, then Commissioner for Works, was showing me the documents. He did show me the bid put forward by many companies for that project. So Nigeria has actually had a time in the past where bids are made for projects. And all I want is, despite the fact that I love you so much, and I'm sure the feeling too is the same, accountability. You talked about the cost for the project, but I know that there's also something called variation cost, the cost you meet after you start the project, which are circumstances you might not plan for. All I'm just saying is, bring out all the cost. Do a spreadsheet, do a bullet point, bring back all the cost. Iterate the cost per kilometer, react to the videos of the people that said the road is not up to 30 kilometers, put it in this day newspaper for all Nigerians to see. It's just the public accountability we want. We've got nothing.
Yeah.
Once again, Mr. David Umahi, I love you with the love of God. As regards President Tinubu, I think President Tinubu, sir, with due respect, it's quite insensitive for you to say that if you don't like the projects, go to Idumota. It's not fair. Dear President Tinubu, we appreciate your good works. We know you're trying. But you see, there are going to be criticisms. People will criticize you. It's for you to be able to reassure the critics every time, not by dismissing them. They will be like a pest to you sometimes, like you feel that they are being now. But it's for you to be able to reassure them. And President Tinubu, we still have to put it at your doorstep. We don't know the cost, but whatever the cost might be, it might be hard for a lot of people to pay that money. So please, see what we can do so that people can also enjoy the road when it's completed. That's just all. But don't tell them to go to Idumota. Some of them, their work is here and they live in Ajah. There are millions of people that live on that stretch. Not everybody will live in Idumota. Your Excellency, sir, I love you so much, my dear President. Jagaban.
Jagaban! I love when he said Jagaban. Well, all right. Before I come to you guys, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was noticeably absent at the flag-off ceremony for the reconstruction of the Lagos DC port. However, his deputy, Femi Hamzat, attended in his place. Well, during the ceremony, Tinubu directed his remarks to the deputy governor and used the opportunity to issue a stern warning to governors, including Lagos, against granting unauthorized planning approvals for developments that encroach on the road setbacks and maritime zones, threatening to revoke such approvals. Sanwo-Olu's absence and Tinubu's pointed remarks have fueled speculations about an alleged rift between the two politicians. Bimbai, we saw the last event when we did take the story where it appeared that the president snubbed the governor, and now we're seeing that the governor was conspicuously absent during this event. Sorry, and Tinubu even had to direct the deputy governor to, tell the governor not to approve those projects. But let me take this tweet from David. He wrote, if I'm not wrong, this is the first time Governor Sanwo-Olu will be absent in events like this inside Lagos State. Anything fit nor they sup within them, meaning it might not be anything, but the game is the game. Meanwhile, the Lagos State Governor has had his hands full. On Thursday, he revealed in a post on X that the state had taken delivery of 3 new train sets comprising 12 coaches for its Blue Line Rail project. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the new additions will reduce waiting times and improve comfort for commuters. Let's take a look.
Joy is coming, joy is coming. Joy is coming. Only early in the morning, you do. Joy is coming, joy is coming. Joy is coming. Only early in the morning, you do.
I mean, this is laudable. We always congratulate Governor Sanwo-Olu, really. I mean, I thought that was great to see. He was right in the middle of the whole commissioning of the depot that he unveiled it. So it appeared that he was quite busy yesterday as well. Bimbai, Rotus, both of you really quickly on both subjects.
Well, politically things are heating up and gathering momentum very quickly. So I think after what happened last week at the inauguration of the Lagos-Calabar Expressway and the conversation around it, the innuendos, the assumptions that many people had made, I think many people were looking forward to this event as an opportunity for them to dismiss any speculation in the air and just show a solid front. It must be stated that Governor Sanwo-Olu has written to support, he's shared his support for the president severally over the past few weeks. He's also been busy. He attended the goalkeepers event with Bill Gates and so forth. However, I think this was a missed opportunity for him to just show up, even if it's just for the optics, because this is his state and he has been in term for he's had 1.5 terms now. So he's been a big part of the conclusion of this project. Having said that, now when you hear the comments around governors having to work closer with the Surveyor General of the Federation to ensure that approvals are not just sort of granted without some sort of alignment with what's happening in the center, also got people talking, and they're saying that so is it that there were some projects that were given that without the consciousness of the center and so forth? Is this what he's being punished for? Is this what the fallout is about? Well, so much speculation around that. But I like the fact that in the midst of all of this, Governor Sanwo-Olu has chosen to work.
Absolutely,
which is a nice response.
And that's why I'm coming to Rotus with the rail line
for
and how.
For the people who are watching at home, if rail reduces the decongest traffic, right? I personally, sometimes don't like driving driving in Lagos because there's so much traffic. But then so Los Angeles, New York, New Delhi, all these other big cities, commercial cities have a lot of traffic. It's a supply and demand issue. You add more of these coaches, you give people a chance to be able to not drive, also be able to use the rail. And we just need to add more of them to take us across the states and connect it to the rest of the Southwest. So that's a good development with respect to infrastructure. That's the theme for all throughout yesterday. Absolutely. From that Lekki road that was commissioned to this infrastructure. This is what we've been asking for, and that's what is being delivered at the federal and state level.
Rotus, you are absolutely spot on. At the federal and state level, I mean, we had a conversation at one time whether or not to start the coastal highway or the train, but you can do both together. So I'd say kudos to Dave Umahi, kudos to Governor Sanwo-Olu, and of course, the President of the Federal Republic, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the great infrastructure work that's been going on. We'll head over to Kenya now, where President William Ruto has expressed concern about Kenyan men being slow. The president, who was speaking at the wedding of his friend's daughter, pointed to what he described as a noticeable trend of Kenyan women choosing Nigerian partners.
Amen.
Ruto, whose daughter is married to a Nigerian, jokingly asked the male guests in the audience why they seem to be missing out. Let's take a look.
This one now, again, is married to a Nigerian. And our guys around, I don't know. Sijui wako slow ama... So we need to balance these scales. Because at this rate, we are going to have a brain drain from Kenya. I think there is something between Kenya and Nigeria. Yeah? So we should build it further.
All right. Rotus. Should I give you Rotus on fire?
No, that's fire. That's all fire.
Because you're so excited about this story.
Of course, because Nigerian men were conquerors. My WhatsApp name is Kang the Conqueror, and we conquer every single country. Wherever we go, South Africa, Kenya, they keep complaining.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion is here. Zogu.
Nigerian men, we are the Casanovas of Africa.
Yes, that's what we are. But it's not just Casanova, we are champions. But you know what? It's not just
I take that back.
In
we
Kenya.
are not the Casanovas of
What
Africa.
are we?
We are good men. We conquer here, but we are not the Casanovas.
Okay, fine. That's your take on that as well. But he's going to take it. But we've not.
You know what the Casanovas do?
That's what he calls himself.
You know what?
But why?
Okay, he is the Casanova.
He's just playing around. We're having a good time. I thought this was such a from a president, Vimbai, really quick.
He was obviously joking as well.
From a president, it was just to show how great our Nigerian men are, isn't it?
They sure are. Listen, Nigerian men are.
I
hope my brothers come for me. They're a cut above the rest.
That's what
I give it to you guys. Y'all are a cut above the rest. Empirical facts.
Empirical facts.
Wait, now, we took her all the way.
We took her all the way. What can I say? Well done. Kudos to our Nigerian men right now. Kudos. Our Nigerian men are conquering and they are winning. We'll take our milestone story now, paying tribute to Professor Jibril Aminu, a distinguished scholar, politician, and diplomat who died on Tuesday at the age of 85. Professor Aminu's career spanned over 5 decades of public service. He was Minister of Education and later Petroleum Resources from 1989 to 1992, where he served as president of both OPEC and the African Petroleum Producers Organization, a respected cardiologist and academic. He was vice chancellor of the University of Maiduguri and the pioneer executive secretary of the National Universities Commission. He also serves as Nigeria's ambassador to the United States from 1999 to 2003 and later represented Adamawa Central in the Senate for 2 terms. He's survived by his wife, 9 children, and many grandchildren. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu described him as a true patriot whose contributions to medicine, education, and governance will be long remembered. I mean, may his soul rest in peace. We saw this story, on Tuesday when it broke. Well, may his soul rest in perfect peace. We'll take our final story under entertainment. Nigerian-American dancer and model Cleopatra Vargas, who arrived in London on June 2nd, has been enjoying the local culture. The Chicago-born star recently linked up with high-life musician Flavor, and the pair were spotted dancing to his hit song, Game Changer. Let's take a look.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, reigning by master. Toya dike, nenu dike. Toya dike, nenu dike. Iye jamara dike ruenu, ekwe chenjigo. Iye jamara dike ruenu, ekwa dagarigo.
Congratulations, young Cleopatra. I mean, this girl is amazing. She has taken the internet by storm. She's been dancing to Nigerian music, and it's so refreshing to see that she came here. I don't know if you guys saw that video when she arrived at the airport. She immediately started dancing like this real traditional dance step. I mean, congratulations to her. And like I was saying earlier, Nigerian men are what? Conquerors, the champions, the giants, the lion. Because kudos to Flavor for that beautiful song. I wanted to ginger up your weekend. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on what's trending. Well, kudos again to Flavor and, of course, Cleopatra. That's all I have for you guys on what's trending today. I'll see you all next week.